Hi boys and girls, this is Mr. Ibarra, and for today's math lesson you are going to need your math book, you're going to need your pencil, you're going to need your whole work mat, and you're going to need your counters. So pause this video, go get your items, and then come back and push play when you're ready. Okay, so the learning objective for today is I can subtract parts from a whole. So let's talk about that word, subtract. So subtract means that you are going to take away. So for example, if I have some bears in the forest, and we have how many bears here? Well, I see 8 bears. So if I'm taking away or subtracting some bears, that means I'm going to do this. So let's say I have 8 bears, and then I'm going to subtract 4 bears. That means 4 bears were taken away. So how many bears do I have left? That's right, we have 4 bears. So when you subtract, that just means you are taking away. Okay, boys and girls, so instead of using bears, what we're going to do is now we're going to use our counters, and you may do this at home with me. So we know that if we have a whole and we know one of the parts, so let's say I know that I have 7 counters, and I know that 3 of them are yellow. I know what the other missing part is. I know that the other missing part must be 4. So, and I'll use this card so that we remember what the whole was. So I know that if I had 7 altogether and one part was 3, then the other part has to be 4 counters. So 7 minus 3, or subtract 3, equals 4. Let's do some more. Here's another story for you. Let's say I have 5 pencils, and I decide to give you 4 pencils. So how many pencils do I have left? I have 1 pencil. So right here, in the beginning, my whole was 5 pencils. And then the 2 parts were the part that I gave you, 4, and the part that I had left for me, which is 1. So that means that if I have 5 pencils and I take away 4 pencils because I gave those to you, it means I only have 1 pencil left. Okay, so now we're going to use our board to help us find the answer. So I could say if I had 5 pencils and I gave you 4, the other part is 1. Okay, boys and girls, so let's take our math book out. Make sure you are on page 115. And we are going to use our counters on our work mat to help us solve some of these problems. So let's do these together. Now it says, how many counters are we supposed to have? 10. So 10 is the whole. So I have 10 counters right here. And so it tells us one of the parts. It says that there should be 8 red counters. So let's move 8 counters up here. Now if you don't have enough red ones, you could flip them over until you have 8 counters. So now I know that I have 8 right here. So this other part that I have left is 2. So I know that the missing part is 2. So I'm going to write 2 right here because that's the missing part. Okay, great. So now let's flip the page or turn the page. And it says, when you know the whole and one part, you can subtract to find the other part. So let's do that. We're going to use 9 dots right here. And it says, if you have 9 of these counters, so I'm going to put 9 of them in the hole. And then I know that I have 2 yellow ones. So that means whatever I have left over must be the other part. So I have 6, I have 7 left over. So we know that the missing part is 7. Okay, so let's use our work mat to do some of these. Now, how many dots should I have? That's right, I should have 5 because 5 is the whole. So I'm going to move these over and I'm going to put 5 of these counters. Okay, so now I have 5 in there. So how many red ones should I have? 4, that's right. So I'm going to move 4 over here. Oh, whoops, let me turn one of these over and make it 4. Okay, so now I have 4. So what's my missing part? That's right, the missing part is 1. So I'm going to write 1 right there, and so should you. Okay, now let's do this one. How many circles should I have? 8. Okay, so let's get 8. So let's see, I have 4 right there, and here's some more. Okay, so I have 8 circles here, and so it says I should have, I know one of the parts. I know that I should have 6 yellow. So 6 is one of the parts. So let's do that. Let's move 6 over here, and I know what 6 looks like. And if I don't have enough, then I need to turn a couple over. All right, so now I have 6. What is the missing part? That's right, 2. Good job. Okay, so now it says math talk. You have 10 counters, 3 are yellow. Tell how you would use the part whole mat to find how many are red. Explain. So what should we do? Well, you have 10 counters, so I know that. I have 10. Now, 10 is my whole. So how many, oops, let me take this down. How many counters should I have in here? That's right, 10. So let's put 10 counters. Great job. We're going to put 10 counters. Okay, now I have 10 counters. And it says 3 are yellow. So if I have 3 yellow ones, well, let me move these over here. 1, 2, 3. Now these other ones that are yellow, I'm going to flip over because they can't be yellow. I only have 3 of them. So how many red should I have? Well, let's move all of these into the part section, this other one. And I know, whoops, I know I have how many? Oh, I have 7, right? So I have 7 red. So how should I fill this out? Well, I know I have 7 red. I know I had 3 yellow. And how many did I have when I had whole? Let's see. Well, that looks like 10. So I had 10. So that's how we would fill out this part whole mat when we know one of the parts in the whole. Okay, so let's move on to the next page. Now this page is on my own. So this I want you to do is I want you to have your part whole work mat ready and your counters, and you need to do these on your own. So pause the video, do these on your own, and then come back and check the answers when you're ready. Okay, welcome back, boys and girls. So remember, you should have this done already, both of these pages, and this is just checking your answer. Okay, so if I have 8, so how many dots should I have in there, or how many circles? 8 of them. So let's get 8 circles in here. Okay, and I know if I have 8, and then how many are red? 3. Okay, so let's put 3 of them in here. And the rest should be yellow. So I'm going to turn some of these over and make them yellow. And I'm going to move them into the yellow part. So I know, what is my missing part? 5. That's right. Great job. Okay, let's do the next one. The next one says that we have 7. Okay, so I'm going to move 7 in here. And I know that I have how many yellow? 3. So let's move 3 over here. And then the rest I'm going to turn over and make them all red. And so I'm going to move them over to this part over here. So what's the missing part? 4. Fantastic. Did you get that? Great. Okay, let's move on to the next one. Okay, so now I have 9 of these counters. So let's move 9 of them in here. Okay, here's 9. And I have how many red? 4. So let's do 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And the rest have to be yellow. So if there's any red ones down here, I'm going to flip them over, make them yellow. And I'm going to move them up to this missing part. So the missing part is 5. Great job. Okay, this one's easy because it says I only have 4 dots. Okay, so now how many yellow do I have? 1. So let's flip one over, make it yellow, and then the rest go into the missing part. So the missing part is 3. Good job. Did you use your counters? Fantastic. Okay, so now it says I have 6. So let's move and let's put 6 of these over here. And I have how many red ones? 4. So let's move the red ones and we should have 4 of them. Oops, let me flip this over so I have 4 red. So now I have 2 is my missing part. Fantastic. Okay, here's another one. It says I have 5. So let's do 5. Okay, so I have 5 dots here. And I have 3 of them are supposed to be yellow. So let's flip 3 over. Make sure I have 3 yellow. And then the missing part is 2. So I should have 2 red ones. Great. Okay, and now I have, it says 10. So let's put 10 of these counters. I have 10. And I'm supposed to have how many yellow? 5. So let's do that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 yellow. And then the rest I'm going to move over to the red section. And I have how many red? 5. That's right. Great job. Okay, so now it says I have 7 counters. So let's put 7 counters in here. And only one of them is red, and the rest are going to be yellow. So I have 1 red one, and then I'm going to move my rest over here into the yellow box. And how many yellow do I have? 6. Great job. Okay, so now let's do the last page. Turn the page over, and we're going to do this last page. Okay, and it says, solve. Use WorkMath 3 and your dots if needed. So we have our supplies ready. Number 11, Clara saw 6 eagles on a limb. 2 eagles flew away. How many eagles were left on the limb? Okay, well, I'm going to underline the important things. Clara saw 6 eagles. So I'm going to underline 6 eagles because that's what she saw. 2 eagles flew away. I'm going to underline 2 eagles. Now, if they flew away, that means they went away. They got taken away. So that just means subtract. Okay? And then it says, how many eagles were left on the limb? Well, I see a question mark. So that must be my mystery. That must be what I need to solve. So I'm going to circle that. So I want to know how many are left. So if I had 6 eagles in the beginning, that's my whole. That's 6 eagles right here. And then 2 of the eagles flew away. So these are the 2 that flew away. So now how many eagles do I have left? Well, let's move the other eagles over here. I have 4 eagles left. So I'm going to write down 4. I could also say 6 minus 2 equals 4. That's what the number sentence would look like. Okay, so next, let's read the next one. It says, there are 10 crocodiles in a pond. 3 get out of the pond. How many crocodiles are left in the pond? Well, I see some important information. There are 10 crocodiles in a pond. So I'm going to underline 10 crocodiles in a pond. Next, it says 3 get out of the pond. So if 3 get out, that means 3 of them left or they went away. So that sounds like it's going to be a subtraction problem. And it says, how many crocodiles are left? I see a question mark, so that's my clue saying that it's a mystery. That's what we need to solve. So I'm gonna circle that. So how would that look like on our work map? Well, how many crocodiles do I have? 10. So let's put 10 crocodiles on our work mat in the whole part. And so now if we have 10 crocodiles and 3 of them get out. So let's see, 1, 2, 3 of those get out. And so the rest stay in, right? So we know how many stayed in. So how many crocodiles stayed in? That's right. 7 crocodiles stayed in. Okay, so now for the last part. And it says, the whole is 10, and one of the parts is 10. What is the other part? Explain. So this sounds like I might want to use my work map. Okay, so if I know that the whole is 10, right? I have 10. Now it says that one of the parts is 10. So one of the parts is 10. So let's see, I'm going to move 10 of these in here, and they all have to be the same color. Okay, whoa, okay, so now I have 10. So what's the other part? 0, that is right. So the other part has to be 0 because I don't have any more of these counters left. So there's 0 yellow. So that we know that if we had 10 in the whole, and how many did we take away? Yeah, we took away 10. So 10, subtract 10, and what does it give you? How many yellow? 0. Okay, so great job, boys and girls. Now, don't forget to take a picture of the on my own, so this page and this page, and turn them into seesaw. All right, bye.